This is Yusuf or Joseph at JohnTheHutDweller. And due to conversations with James at Pandora's Box, I started rereading The Shepherd of Hermas. And it's kind of funny because I actually have a playlist called Hermes, um, and it has The Shepherd of Hermas on it, but it's unlistenable too. I can't. I mean, there's some books on tape are fantastic. Serval's Assassination Vacation being one of them. John Stewart, America, the book, audio book. Those are two books that are actually better, and I think they're made for audio book rather than just being in a book, just reading them. It's funnier too because it's done by comedians and stuff. But The Shepherd of Hermas, listening to it it's unlistenable. So I went back and read it. I think the Roberts Donaldson translation. I believe that's what it was. And then there's the other Lightfoot ones. Lightfoot translations of everything always sound like it's King James. And he asked me whether I agreed with it or not because it's a docetic text. Apparently, um, I don't know. It's like saying Mark is a docetic text or anything in the Bible. I mean, there's no. Well, maybe I should phrase it this way. He also asked me what I thought about it, if I liked it or not. Are there things that I can find in there that I don't like? Yeah, of course, there is. Uh, there's things probably in every book of the Bible that I wish I could pull a Martin Luther and just start cutting stuff out. Um, but there's a lot of good. I remember, I remember not liking it as much as I do now. Just rereading it, trying to get through it. I don't remember it being that long actually. Um, And it was the thing that I actually wound up talking with James at Pandora's Box about that I thought was the Shepherd of Hermes, but was actually the first letter of Clement, I think. Deals with the phoenix and, well, or no, maybe I mixed up Hermas with Esdras. Because I think there's probably multiple writers of Hermas, because there's some things in it that are really different from others. Or, I don't know. But there's the commandments. It really does show God's mercy. I mean, it really emphasizes. Uh, I keep finding in here, it keeps coming up. Well, even to those who sin, it keeps saying, but they'll be saved. But so that it kind of there is something reassuring about that. And I don't know if that's just the reader, me looking for things and finding things better than I thought they were. But yeah, I think I actually am gonna have to sit down because if I read a text like that, you got to realize I just don't read it like you would a book. Like you pick up a book and read it. I actually wind up having to have a copy of it in front of me, highlighters and pens and stuff, really going through it and then checking back with other sources. So kind of like how I read the Bible. I never sit down and just read it. You sit down and read it, get to a part. Okay, I'm gonna flip this part, read that part of Isaiah, both lines ahead of it and behind it to where this quoted. And I'll keep reading and then go back to the other book and read the whole chapter to see if that verse is in context, stuff like that, or flip through the Gospels and see the parallel parts and see what's different in this one to that one. So uh, that's usually how I do with the early church. Any early Christian works, I wind up doing that with. Whether it's good or not, I don't know. But yeah, I found Shepherd of Hermes second time, and the first time I read it was about at least 12 years ago. It was probably I said it was the first Christian writing that I read. That's not outside the Bible. That's technically not true. The Didache I read, that was probably the first thing that I read of the early Christian things. And in my view, when back then I read some prayers of St. Francis, oh, this is really old. This is good. And then I got to the old stuff. So in my mind, it was like the third thing. But an actual piece of writing that's of length, and it's not just, well, it's not the Didache. I mean, very big difference. You guys know. But I'd gone back to it to read parts of it and this and that throughout the years, or just out of just my own curiosity. But this time I'm actually trying to read through it, and I did like it. I was surprised. And I don't know, maybe the first time I read it, I don't know if it had to be a different translation because I don't remember the guy ever doing anything wrong, with the beautiful sister that he had, the love for her that he had in his heart. And I was always like, why is that wicked? And I don't know, strange stuff. But getting into it the second time, and right now I read through the first parts, and then I jumped around to the commandments. Right now, reading those, and I don't know. I remember I like it a lot more than I remembered it, but I got to get through it, and maybe I'll do a few videos on it. All right, peace to you.